Well, welcome to the Cinnabar. Now, we just got back from the Colorado Gun Collectors Association show out in Greeley, Colorado. It was a great show this year. And while I was there, a good friend of mine made me a heck of a deal on a really high condition Whitney Kennedy rifle in 4440. Now, you've probably seen, I've done an episode or two on Whitney Kennedys in the past, and I really like these rifles. Designed by Andrew Burgess, and they're usually in pretty low condition. They were real workhorses. But this one is in really nice shape. Has a great bore, a lot of original finish on it. I think we've got a friend joining us here doing a photo bomb. Anyway, brought this one back to the ranch here. Gonna do some shooting with it today. We'll run these cows off of our range, and thought I'd invite you folks along. This one has a spectacular bore. We've got some different loads to put through it, see how it shoots and how it operates. This one with a set trigger and 28-inch barrel, really rare features on a Kennedy. So looking forward to putting a few rounds through it and bringing you folks along for the ride. Okay, so here's a little closer look at this Whitney Kennedy. Of course, it's another of the Andrew Burgess designs, and I'm pretty partial to his work. This one's really in fantastic condition. Look at the original barrel and magazine tube blue. A lot of original blue on the receiver, although it's turned into a patina. Wood's in great shape. It's been sanded and refinished like so many of this age, but it's really solid and in nice shape otherwise. The set triggers, there was only a little over 200 Whitney Kennedys made with set triggers, and less than 200 with an extra length 28-inch barrel. So between the condition of this one and the rarity of the features, there's really a special rifle. I'm happy to have added it to our collection, and really looking forward to putting a few shots through it too. Okay, now it's time to see how this old beauty shoots. Now we've got 5 rounds here of light, smokeless cowboy action loads. I'm going to take one round or one shot because I haven't shot this rifle before. Make sure we're on paper, and then we'll shoot 4 more and just see how she groups up. Now these are kind of a hard cast 428 lead, but this thing has a really good bore. Typically these wouldn't shoot great out of an old rougher bore than this one. Now these Whitney Kennedys, that you have to open the action, much like a Colt Lightning rifle, in order to load them in, and we'll see how she cycles. And of course, when you close the action, you're on an empty chamber. We have to then cycle. Oh, it cycles beautifully. Okay, let's take this first shot. All right, let's go see how this one did. Okay, so not bad at all. Just a little bit high, a little bit to the right. If we can just put 4 more in that same hole, we'll be doing well. Okay, so now that one shot pretty doggone well, so let's load up these other 4 and see if we can make a group out of them. This thing, it's just pretty amazing, the bore condition on this one. We rarely see that in guns from this age, from the black powder era. I just don't think this one was shot very much at all, and particularly not with black powder. Okay, so let's see how the set trigger works. Well, it doesn't seem to be when we get a round chambered in it, and I don't know what the difference would be. It works perfectly without a round in it, so we've got a little set trigger work to do on a Whitney Kennedy, and that ought to be interesting. I've never been into the Whitney Kennedy set triggers before. So we'll shoot these 4 with it just standard and see how she does. Okay, just like the Colt Burgess, designed by the same designer, Andrew Burgess. They're kind of weak ejecting, but at least it gets it out of there. I have to admit, as my, actually I bragged on it getting them out of the way. I have to admit, as I get older, shooting with open sights is getting more and more difficult. My confidence is kind of shot. Trying to focus on 2 sights and that target out there, that little round spot in the middle, is getting more challenging. I've gotten to where I really appreciate the Tang Peeps. This thing is very enjoyable to shoot. And of course these are, as I mentioned, really light loads. Okay, so we're not ejecting everyone as well as I had hoped. Let's go see how it shoots. Okay, so not bad for a 150-year-old rifle, but I was kind of hoping for better. So let's see what we've got for other projectiles, other loads, and see if we can't get it grouped up a little better than that. Okay, so now I've got some 430 diameter, and again, these are hard cast. I'd rather have soft cast, but that's not what I had in this diameter. So we'll see if a little bump up in diameter helps with accuracy. Now I've adjusted the set trigger a little bit, and we'll try it again and see if maybe we can make it work this time. Okay, 1, 2. These are really easy to load. Some of these lever actions with a loading gate are really tough to load sometimes, but this is really kind of enjoyable. Don't tear your little finger up pushing them through there. They go in nice and easy. There are a lot of things to like about these Whitney Kennedys. Okay, let's see if we can get the set trigger to work and get this thing grouped up. Now it doesn't want to set. Oh, there it goes. Just have to really pull it back pretty hard. And you don't have to think about it much. A good strong breath on it, I think, would get it going. Of course, we can adjust some of that out. That was great. Okay, let's try her again. Let's set this thing. Ah, there we go. I just wasn't giving it enough of a oomph when I was trying to set it. Boy, I do like that. Okay. Ah, the doggone thing doesn't want to eject great. Other than that, this thing is a sweetheart. There we go. All right, one more. A very enjoyable rifle to shoot, I must say. All right, let's see if we did any better with these 430 diameter bullets. Okay, so we went backwards with that one. We're a little bit high and strung from left to right, and there's one actually just barely off the paper there. So either it didn't like those loads, or my old eyeballs aren't doing their job. Okay, so these are some that I cast myself. These are a soft cast, 20-to-1, and they're not sized. They drop at about 429 to 430, so about the same diameter as those last ones. We've got soft cast and black powder. We got a full case of 2F black powder, and we'll just see how she likes the black powder. All right, let's see how we do. Okay. There's just something about shooting the holy black in these old guns. I love the smell of it. The wife hates it when I get home to clean things up. Ah, there we go. All right, one more. I forgot to set the trigger on that last one. It was a little disconcerting. It's a big difference between when it's not set and when it is on the trigger pull. Okay, let's see how that one did. Okay, so we got two really good groups here. We got 2 shots here and 3 shots up here. And again, with this load, it shot quite a little bit higher than that first load. But anyway, it's not really like in either of the loads that we brought up today. It does have such a nice bore. I'm sure that with a little load development, we can get this thing shooting a whole lot better. But boy, it just sure is a nice gun and just a joy to shoot. And after we got that set trigger working, boy, what just a wonderful trigger pull that is when it's set. Let's see maybe if it can't kill a milk jug. Okay, we'll get up here close enough that even I probably won't miss, and see if we can't kill a jug or 2. Oh, that one died really good. Oh, shot the top off of it. Let's shoot a little lower. Oh, yes. Very good. Okay, we've got a couple more shots. Let's hit some steel. Okay, so I think we're going to have to replace the ejector spring. That ejection is just way too weak. But other than that, oh, what a joy this thing is to shoot. And if we get some time, we'll work up some loads, get her dialed in just a little better than she is now. Well, thanks for joining us today. And before I sign off, I have to tell you, we had a terrific visit yesterday. Just out of the blue, the great-grandson of the original Homestead family on this ranch showed up. He shared with us some wonderful old stories about the ranch and his family. And in return, we sent him on his way with some of his family's old branding irons, his granddad's old Hamley saddle, and believe it or not, his great-granddad's wooden leg, which was still on a shelf in the old blacksmith shop after almost 100 years. One of the stories he shared with us was when this ranch was the base of an enormous horse operation that mostly supplied the U.S. Army cavalry with horses from the late 1870s through World War I. There was a visitor from a Western artist of some renown by the name of Charlie Russell. He stayed here for a whole winter and painted about this operation, some of the buckaroos and the horses. And in return, when he left them a painting of a landscape taken just right up above us here. And unfortunately, he doesn't know where that Charlie Russell went to. But anyway, it may just be an old family legend, but we're going to try to track it down. And if anything comes of that, we'll be sure and let you know. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Until next time, happy trails from the Cinnabar.